7 red flags you shouldn't ignore before you say, I do. How to discern red flags in a relationship. When you're in love, your brain is basically flooded with happy chemicals. It tries to minimize anything that threatens that feeling. You see a red flag, and your brain says, oh, he's just stressed at work, or she's just passionate. But as Christians, we are called to discernment, not delusion. A red flag is God's way of saying, pause, pay attention, there's danger ahead, ignoring them is foolishness. Most divorces don't start on the wedding day. They start way before, when someone chose to ignore what was staring them right in the face. That knot in your stomach, that thing your best friend keeps pointing out, that pattern you keep explaining away. Here's the truth, friend. Love is not blind at all. Love sees very clearly, but sometimes we choose to close our eyes because we're afraid of being alone or starting over. If you are dating, engaged, or even just hoping to be one day, you need to take the rose-colored glasses off right now. We have to stop romanticizing dysfunction. We aren't talking about pet peeves like leaving the toilet seat up. We are talking about character flaws that are spiritual emergency signals. Red flags that, if ignored, will lead to a shipwrecked marriage. And I'm not just giving you my opinion. We're going to look at what Scripture says, because God actually cares about who you marry. Red flag number 1. They bring out the worst in you. Let me ask you something. When you're with this person, do you become the best of yourself or less? Do you feel closer to God or further away? Proverbs 13 verse 20 says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. Notice that word, companion. The person you're considering spending your life with will either sharpen you or dull you. Are you compromising your values to keep the peace? Are you lying more than you used to, praying less, or avoiding church? These aren't small things. Your partner should inspire you toward righteousness, not pull you away from it. I've seen it happen too many times. Someone who used to be on fire for God becomes lukewarm because their relationship became their God. And when that happens, you're not just losing yourself, you're losing your first love, which is Christ. If being with them makes you a worse version of yourself, that's not love. It is definitely bondage. Red flag number 2. They're controlling or isolating. Does this person respect your independence, or do they need to control everything you do? Real love gives freedom and trusts, not control. Control comes from insecurity and fear. If your partner is constantly checking your phone, interrogating you about where you've been, or getting upset when you spend time with friends and family, they're not protecting you, they're being possessive over you. See how Jesus loved the disciples. In John 15 verse 15, he says, I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends. Jesus didn't control them. He invited them, trusted them, and taught them, even when he knows they would fail him. I'm not saying accountability is bad. Healthy relationships have transparency. But there's a massive difference between, can I see your phone because I'm curious, and give me your phone right now because I don't trust you. If they're cutting you off from the people who love you or forcing you to choose between them and everyone else, that's not a relationship, it's a trap. Don't marry someone who can't celebrate your other relationships. God designed us for community, not isolation. Red flag number 3. They won't take responsibility. Does this person own up to their mistakes, or is everything always someone else's fault? In the Garden of Eden, when God confronted Adam about eating the fruit, what did Adam do? He says in Genesis 3 verse 12, the woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it. He blamed Eve, then Eve blamed the serpent. Nobody took responsibility. And you know what? That same pattern destroys marriages every single day. If your partner can never say, I was wrong, if they always have an excuse and twist situations to make themselves the victim, you need to be at high alert. Marriage is hard enough when two people can admit their faults. It's impossible when one person thinks they're never wrong. Proverbs 28 verse 13 says, whoever conceals their sins does not prosper, but the one who confesses and renounces them finds mercy. A person who can't confess and renounce their wrongs will never grow. And if they won't grow, your marriage won't either. Ask yourself, have you ever heard them genuinely apologize? Not, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I was wrong, I hurt you, and I'm going to change. If not, think twice before going any further. You need a partner who has a repentant heart, someone who can say, "I was wrong. I hurt you. Please forgive me," without thinking twice. Red flag number 4. There's a pattern of disrespect. The truth is, if they disrespect you now, they will disrespect you after the wedding. I'm talking about name-calling, belittling your dreams and opinions, making fun of you in front of others, and dismissing your feelings. That's outright contempt, and contempt is one of the strongest predictors of divorce. Ephesians 5 verse 33 says, "So again I say, each man must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband." But here's the thing, respect has to be present before marriage, not magically appear after it. Think about Ruth and Boaz. Even before they were married, Boaz spoke to Ruth with honor. In Ruth 2 verse 13, she says to him, "You have put me at ease by speaking kindly to your servant." Kindness, honor, and respect are the main foundation of a successful marriage. If your partner regularly tears you down, mocks your faith, dismisses your concerns, or makes you feel small, don't expect a ring to change that. It won't, in fact. It usually gets worse because now they feel like they have you locked in. You deserve someone who speaks life over you, not someone who speaks death. Don't settle for crumbs when God has a feast prepared for you. Red flag number 5. They have unresolved anger issues. This is the one people ignore until it's too late. Does this person have a temper? Do they punch walls, throw things, scream, or give you the silent treatment for days? Proverbs 22 verses 24 to 25 warns us, "Do not make friends with a hot-tempered person, do not associate with one easily angered, or you may learn their ways and get yourself ensnared." That word ensnared means trapped, caught, and stuck. Everyone gets angry sometimes. That's human. But how do they handle that anger? Do they explode or break things? Can you have a disagreement without feeling afraid? Do they verbally assassinate you during an argument and then apologize profusely later? Unresolved anger is a warning sign of future abuse. And I know that's a strong word, but it's true. If they haven't dealt with their anger now, marriage won't fix it. Stress will only make it worse. Proverbs 25 verse 28 gives us a vivid image. Like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. In biblical times, a city without walls was defenseless. Anything could get in and destroy it. A person who cannot control their spirit, their tongue, or their temper is dangerous. If they explode over a messed up dinner order now, what will happen when the stakes are real? You need someone who knows how to manage their emotions in a healthy and godly way. Someone who can disagree with you without destroying you. Red flag number 6. They're financially reckless. Money is one of the leading causes of conflict in marriage. Does this person have a habit of overspending, hiding debt, or refusing to work? Are they always borrowing money with no plan to pay it back? Do they expect you to fund their lifestyle? Proverbs 21 verse 5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." God values wisdom, planning, and stewardship. If your partner can't manage money now, marriage won't suddenly make them financially responsible. I'm not saying they have to be rich. I'm saying they need to be responsible, particularly with money. Do they tithe? Do they save or have a plan? Can you talk about money without it turning into a fight? 1 Timothy 5 verse 8 says, "Anyone who does not provide for their relatives, and especially for their own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever." That applies before marriage too. If they're not responsible now, they won't be responsible later. Red flag number 7. Your spiritual paths don't align. This last one might be the most important. Are you equally yoked? The Bible is crystal clear in 2 Corinthians 6 verse 14. "Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness?" Think about a yoke connecting two oxen plowing a field. If one is pulling toward God and the other is pulling toward the world, you aren't going to plow a straight line. You're just going to go in painful circles until something breaks. If you cannot pray together with genuine unity now, you will not be able to war together in the Spirit when life gets hard later. This isn't about being judgmental. It's about recognizing that your faith will determine the direction of your entire life. And if you're going in two different directions, the marriage will constantly be pulled apart. Amos 3 verse 3 asks, "Do two walk together unless they have agreed to do so?" You can't build a life with someone who doesn't share your foundation. Listen, saying, "I do," should be the beginning of something beautiful, not the start of a battle you're not equipped to fight. It is 1,000 times better to endure the temporary pain of a broken engagement than the lifelong agony of a broken marriage. If you recognized some of these red flags in your relationship, don't panic. Pray, seek counsel, and be honest with yourself. You deserve a love that reflects Christ, sacrificial, kind, and life-giving. If this video helped you, hit that like button and share it with a friend who needs to hear this truth. Don't forget to subscribe for more honest conversations about faith and life. God bless you.